All right, shalom to the family online. We got a little late start, but we all good. Let's go ahead and rise and face towards Jerusalem. Send up those prayers. All praises. The Wadi Yahweh, the Wadi Yahweh Shai. Thank you, Yahweh. Thank you, Yahweh Shai, for allowing us to gather here together in the spirit of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Shema, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Athananawa, Yahweh, Akkad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. We do only worship you in the name of your only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Lord, we ask that you forgive us of our sins and the sins of our forefathers, and that you give us knowledge and wisdom to know what to do in the times that we're living in. We ask that you bring the fruits of the Spirit among us, the spirit of love, peace, joy, long suffering, happiness, and we rebuke the enemy. We ask that you keep the flesh far from us in the ways and the temptations of this world. In your Son's name, we humbly pray and we say the water. Amen. Abanawa, Shabbat, Shemayim, Kodash, Aya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Taba'a, Ratazayaka, Aya, Aisha, Ba Ratazah, Kawa, Aya, Ba Shemayim, Nathananawa, Lakam, Za, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawaf Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawathanawa, Wala'a, Tabayan Nawa, Banasai Wan, Abo, Hawashai Nawa, Man, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwath, Wala Allah, Rathapa, Rath, Ayalamya, the Wadi Yahweh, the Wadi Yahweh Shai. Amen.
Now for the translation of that prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Amen. All praises. May be seated. All right. Shalom to the family that's online. You know what? You know what you could do? You could go ahead and do the same thing for this side, for that side. So I'm no. Don't mirror it. Yeah, just YouTube. Yeah. All right. Shalom, everybody. How everybody doing today? Everybody safe during the fire season? Well, yeah. But you know, the Most High right now is doing what he do. And it's a beautiful thing to behold. Shalom to everybody that's online, tuning in, linking in with us for our closing Sabbath class. You could be anywhere, but you're here. So we thank you for that. And shalom to the beautiful people that's actually in class. We appreciate you guys for being here. Today's title of today's class is titled Words of Wisdom. All right. Words of Wisdom. So the Bible is known for many things. The Bible is a book of, we know, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. A lot of times in a community that we're in, we read the Bible for debating purposes. All right. We read the Bible for debating purposes. I find that a lot in the community. You know, we study, like a lot of people say, when I study the word, 9 times out of 10, we're studying the word for a particular doctrine. Okay. We're studying it for a particular doctrine, how to cut a doctrine, how to be wise and articulating in a doctrine, so on and so forth. But how many of you guys know that we're supposed to read the word just in the spirit, just by reading and meditating in the word? Raise your hand if you know that. Raise your hand. Everybody should know that. If you didn't know that, then now you know. So in the spirit, one morning, I reading the word, I had a thought that I'm going to create like a little series, you know, and every now and then I'm going to just go into the books of wisdom, and we're going to read the books of wisdom, and we're going to see how the books of wisdom allow us to conduct ourselves. Because unlike what some may believe, we believe that the whole Bible is there for exhortation. The whole entire Bible is there for exhortation. All right. Not just the first 5 books. Okay. The first 5 books yes, is the law. It's the principle of the law. But the whole entire Bible is there for our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So I hope and pray that these words of wisdom that we speak here today are edifying to you. Okay. The Bible is put on this earth to give us self-mastery over ourselves. Every day we're trying to conquer ourselves. If you're not trying to conquer yourself every day, then you got to ask yourself if you in this truth or not. But we have to conquer ourselves, self-mastery, meaning bringing ourselves closer and closer under the subjection of the Most High God. And a lot of times the law can give you the criteria of what you should do, but the books of wisdom give you the understanding of how to implement that. All right, so that's what we're kind of going to go in today. We're going to get some wisdom principles, maybe some scriptures you guys do know, maybe some scriptures you guys don't know. And we're going to do this. It's going to be a reoccurring thing because I believe that the Bible is just a pure book of wisdom, especially the books that's there for wisdom. You can learn so much. So let's get Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. Let's jump right into it. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. Who knows the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Go ahead, Ahmad. Give Ahmad the mic. Come get this mic. Who knows the difference between knowledge and wisdom?
Knowledge is more like knowing the information, and then wisdom is showing you how to apply it in different scenarios.
Knowledge is knowing something or knowing the information. Wisdom is applying the information. Absolutely. Wisdom is when you know something and you apply it. So just because you know something doesn't mean that you have wisdom. Okay. That's why the Bible says wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? With those three principles, you have a perfect vessel. Normally, when you have wisdom, you automatically have understanding. Okay. So let's read that in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. Let's get some principles of wisdom. Read.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding.
So the Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Understanding and wisdom are somewhat synonymous. So, or I would say knowledge is knowing something. Understanding is like similar to knowledge, you understand how something works, but then wisdom is the application of understanding and knowledge. You understand? Or you can know something, but you might not understand how it works. So I'm gonna give you an example. How many of us know how to drive a car? How many of us know how to build an engine? How many of us know how the engine makes the car run? Okay, not too many of us, right? We know the principle of driving a car. We know how to press the gas and turn on your blinker and do all of those things, but do we actually have the understanding of a car? How many of y'all know how to change your own oil? I don't, so I ain't even gonna raise my hand. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I don't. How many of y'all know how to change your own brakes? Okay, see, okay, I know how to do that a little bit at least. How many of you guys know how to change a tire? All the brothers should know how to change a tire. You should at least know how to change a tire. Some of the sisters know how to change a tire. Brothers, don't let me hear y'all got stranded and Sister Hadessa out there. It's one of the sisters out there changing the tire, and the brother on the side looking like, I just don't know. I'm handing her the equipment.
Can you come? I'm on the freeway. Can you come and help me out?
Sister Hadessa, can you come? I need help. I'm stranded on the freeway. All right. You know, we got to, man, brothers, you, at least you know how to change a tire, right? At least. But the point is that you can know something about something, but you might not understand it all. All right. So even understanding and knowledge is different in a sense, but they're all synonymous at the same time. So the Bible says what, Lord? Read it again.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding.
So wisdom is the principal thing. That's the key. Wisdom is the principal thing. All right. Go to Proverbs chapter 8 and read verse 1.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 1. Doth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice?
Read.
She standeth in the top of high places, by the way in the places of the paths. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city.
Read.
At the coming in at the doors.
Mhm.
Unto you, O man, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men.
Wisdom is constantly calling you. Wisdom is constantly calling you every single day. Wisdom is calling you. When you wake up in the middle of the night, wisdom is calling you. Before you go to bed, wisdom is calling you. Wisdom is calling you at every single second time of the day. How is wisdom calling you at every single time of the day? Because when you're faced with a decision to do right or wrong, wisdom is always right there to give you the answer of what you should do. Everybody, every single day is faced with a right decision and a wrong decision, whether it's big or whether it's small, whether you're a child or whether you're an adult, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman. Every day, it could be something as little as, today, I'm just not going to go to class today. It could be something as little as that. It could be something as big as a life-changing decision. But every day, we're faced with oppositions of right and wrong. And wisdom is there to give you that understanding of what you should do, certain principles of what you should do. Wisdom is there to prolong your life, right? Watch this. Read verse 5.
Verse 5. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart.
See, O ye simple, understand wisdom, and O ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. A lot of times we think we know something already, but really, when we actually ask the Most High to open us up, we can find out that we really didn't know that we should know. Okay, so wisdom is calling. All right, wisdom is there. It's calling. It's desiring. Right. Let's read verse 22.
Verse 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way.
Read.
Before his works of old.
Read.
I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there was no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. While I was yet, he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth, when he established the clouds
so this
above.
is an analogy, right? But wisdom is saying, I was there before all was created, because it took wisdom for the Lord to even know how to construct his beautiful creation, correct? So wisdom was always in the beginning. Wisdom was always first. If you go a little bit deeper, this is another lesson for another time. You'll find out that those verses are actually talking about Yahweh Shai. But for the sake of layman terms today, wisdom has been there from the beginning. Okay, the Most High has had understanding and knowledge from the beginning. All right, so wisdom is calling out. The knowledge of God is calling out to us on a day-to-day basis. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 13. So we're going to get some principles of wisdom today. Hopefully you guys can take something today and you can learn today. All right, Ecclesiastes 4 and 13.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes.
All right, so let's get some principles of wisdom. I'm gonna kind of bounce around from the books of wisdom, and we'll read these things and get some clear instruction. And hopefully this instruction could be for somebody in this room or online today. Okay, so let's read that. Let's read the first principles of wisdom that I got here. Read.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 13. Better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king, who will no more be admonished.
So it says, better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king, who will no more be admonished. See that? Better is the poor and wise than a foolish, rich king, a rich ruler. You understand? Watch, read verse 14.
Verse 14. For out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor.
Now, what is this saying? What is verse 13 and verse 14? What is it trying to tell you? Better is a wise, poor person. Why is it better to be a wise, poor person? Verse 14 explains it. It says, for out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor. Because if you don't have wisdom, okay, let me give you a better example. How many people, when they win, how many of you guys know when people win the lottery, they be broke in a couple years, right? Why? They don't have any wisdom. I'm rich. I got $6 million. They don't have it's not about the money. Okay, how many of you guys know that them people, them businessmen, them business guru that have wisdom, they like, man, I can bankrupt a business tomorrow and be rich the next couple days because they understand wisdom on how to operate. So you said, was that again? Yeah, Trump or whoever. These people know how to operate in business in a certain level of wisdom versus, let's say, an old king, for an example, right? Let's say a person that inherits some type of money. How many of you guys know like those rich people that came from nothing and they pass down their fortune to their children, and guess what? They leave nothing behind. I mean, the children leave nothing behind for their children because they're not wise and understanding and how to even keep the money flowing within. So being wise is better than being rich. Why is being wise better than being rich? So a lot of people, I'm gonna be honest, in a Christian church for sure, a lot of people, what they pray for? They pray for what? Money. They pray for money. God, please, if you just let me hit this lottery. What Kanye West say? Put them lottery tickets just to tease us. You know what I mean? They put them lotteries. We playing the lotto and we praying to God we hit it. But that's not what's going to give you wisdom. The book of Ecclesiastes says, or that's not going to make you rich in the long run. The book of Ecclesiastes says it's better to be poor and wise. You understand? Than to be a rich, foolish man, because eventually poor things is going to happen to that person because he doesn't have the money to establish and keep what he has. Right? Read verse 15.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 15. I considered all the living which walk under the sun. With the second child that shall stand up in his stead.
Read.
There was no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in them. Surely this is also vanity and vexation.
Now, this is a theme in the book of Ecclesiastes that we see all the time. If you ever read this full book, it's always a theme of everything is pointless. Everything is pointless. Everything is vanity, right? That is the reacting theme that you see in Ecclesiastes, that everything is vanity, thing is worthless. When we continue to read, you're going to figure out that there's power in understanding that. There's power in understanding that life is vanity. Understand? Life is vanity. A lot of people, we go crazy in this life because we take things too seriously. That doesn't mean that you don't take things seriously, but what we're going to get an understanding. Don't trip. We're going to get an understanding. So go from there, Lob. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 18.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 18. Behold, that which I have seen, it is good and comely for one to eat and to drink.
Isn't it? Doesn't it feel good to eat and to drink? Raise your hand if you like to eat and drink. Oh, some of y'all don't like to eat and drink. Y'all been fasting a lot? Nah, y'all bones too fat to be fasting. Y'all looking thick and healthy in here. Y'all eat every day. Some of y'all thinking about what y'all about to eat and when the sun go down. I for sure about to text the next meal he good in the group chat. You understand? Brothers love to eat. I mean, and it's fine. The Bible said, behold, that's which I have seen. It is good and comely for one to eat and drink. We love it. We love to eat and we love to drink. We love our favorite lemonade. I know I love my favorite lemonade and our favorite food, whatever you like to eat and drink, right? Read.
And to enjoy the good of all his labor that he taketh under the sun all the days of his life.
I had to understand that, you know, because when I first came in the truth, y'all remember, brothers, when we first came in the truth, you're not supposed to have money. You're not supposed to do nothing, just to work. If you're rich, you're going off. If you're driving a nice car, you're going off. You got a good job, you're going off. Nah, brother. Put a raggedy garment on with a scraggly beard, the camp that we should not name, how they be, and then go in the corner and go in the corner and just cry and beat and go back and be poor. That, for real. Now, I'm not saying nobody literally said that, but that was the mentality. If you have, and that's a fact. I'm not making that up. That was the mentality. I remember brothers thought if you was, you know, if you had some type of wealth, oh man, brother got wealth, man, he going off somewhere in his life. No, that's not true. The Bible says it's okay. You know, if you work hard, it's okay to get nice things. Yeah. Brothers like jewelry. Brothers like to enjoy the fruits of their labor from working. Brothers like clothes. Brothers like cars. that's fine to enjoy that. That's what the Bible says. Watch this. Read it one more time from the top.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 18. Behold that which I have seen. It is good and comely for one to eat and to drink,
Read.
and to enjoy the good of all his labor that he taketh under the sun all the days of his life,
Read.
which God giveth him, for it is his portion.
Now that's the key, though. If God give it to you, that's the key. We're not talking about selling out for money or whatever monetary gain. We're talking about if God blesses you with something, take it. Meaning you're not wavering from the commandments of the Most High God. I will not disrespect God's commandments. I will not work on the Sabbath. I will not break the feast days. I will not sell my soul for XYZ, whatever that may be. And if the Most High gives you success with that type of dedication, all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. That is a gift from the Lord. You have some people that think that we're not supposed to enjoy this life. Who said that? Who said that? Who said that your life is supposed to be all gloom and doom? Who said that? According to the scriptures, there's a balance in the scriptures. Scripture says if you have those things, it says, oh, it's okay to enjoy those things. Read verse 19.
Verse 19. Every man also to whom God have given riches and wealth, and have given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor. This is the gift of God.
This is a gift of God. So enjoy the labor, the fruits of your labor. If you work hard, you can enjoy that. The Most High wants you to enjoy. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to have great times. So it's okay to enjoy your labors. It's okay to have nice things. Okay, a brother's not going off if he has nice things and if he enjoys himself. If a brother is wealthy, right, and a brother's riches is not getting or gotten by any wicked gain, then the Most High bless that brother. That is a gift from the Lord. Read verse 20.
Verse 20. For he shall not much remember the days of his life, because God answereth him in the joy of his heart.
You see that? So it says the Most High says, look, man, God answered you. God gave you the joys of your heart, right? Now watch this. We're going to get a great balance here. I love how Ecclesiastes is, because Ecclesiastes gives such a great balance. It never goes far off to the left or far off to the right. It's just a perfect balance, okay? Now watch this. Let's go from there. So this is all going to flow together. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. All right? So now, but let's understand this principle, okay? Let's understand this principle of wisdom. Read.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1.
Read.
A good name is better than precious ointment.
I know y'all didn't heard this before. This scripture is infamous for telling you that you can't celebrate life or your life. But watch this. Read.
In the day of death than the day of one's birth.
You're supposed to your death. We're going to get an understanding of what this is talking about. Your death is better than birth, brother. The dead is better than being born. What is Ecclesiastes actually saying right here? Is Ecclesiastes really telling you that death is better than life? Let me ask you a question. Is God the God of the living or the God of the dead? He's the God of the living, right? Why was Abraham happy when he had a son? Why was Moses, why was any of our forefathers happy? Why was Jacob happy when he had his son? Huh? Legacy. So life is important. You get some brothers, they go far left with it. It says a good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. What's the key word in that verse that brothers don't even think about when they read this verse? Name. A good name. So what is it saying? It's not saying you should just die or death is better than life. What it's telling you is that living your life and building a good name is better than when you first come into the world. Because when you first come into the world, who knows you? Nobody knows you. But when you work and you become this great man, and then they talking about you for years on end, your death was better than your birth because you got a good name. That's what that verse is talking about. I hate to say it, but that verse is not talking about birthdays. I'm just being honest. This verse is talking about your name being better than when you were born. Maybe you were born in poverty and you worked your way up, and guess what? Now when you die, man, we built a whole statue in this brother's name. Who Tupac, he said it all the time. I will be immortalized when I die. Why? Because his name, he worked for his legacy. What about David? Right? What does Esau always say? He says he doesn't want to make a what? In revolution. He doesn't want to make a what? A martyr. Why? Because a martyr is more dangerous dead than alive. Because now he becomes an idea. If you kill a person, if you kill a man and you let that man become an idea, that idea will live for years, thousands of years. That's what this verse is talking about. So brothers, what you should do in wisdom in this verse, you know what you should do? You should say, you know what? I have to do everything I can do to get a good what? A good name. Brothers, if you're not working to get a good name, what are you working for? Let me give you an example. The emblem you have on your chest, you got BOW on your chest, right? That's the name that we're working for. That's why I always tell brothers, if you in these seats and you wearing that emblem and you believe in the mission that we all believe in, then you make this a good name. So when we all pass away, you can have a hand in building this thing and say, look, we created something that its name is going to last forever. And you should want your name to last forever, not just through your children. You should want your name to last personally. You should want your name to last forever. And if you're not striving for that, I mean, you know, I don't know. I think every brother, I'm gonna speak to the brothers. I think every brother should have a level of ambition to get to that. You should have a name. You should want to be recognized as a name in your nation. That is a beautiful thing. So the Bible says a good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. Read verse 2. Now watch this. Some of y'all might be like, what? Read verse 2.
It is better to go to the house of mourning
Uh-huh.
than to go to the house of feasting.
Uh-huh.
For that is the end of all men,
Uh-huh.
and the living will lay it to his heart.
You see that? Now wait. We just read in chapter, what was that, 5? That is good to be happy and enjoy the things that you have, right? But now we're reading, it is better to go into the house of mourning. So what does that mean? Brothers, should you go in your house and make your whole family cry? That's what it's talking about. What is that talking about? Let me see if brothers understand. What is that talking about? Why is it better to go into the house of mourning than to go in the house of feasting? Huh? You use the mic. Hand him. I want to see what y'all get from the principles of wisdom. What do you think? What do y'all think?
I'm not sure. It's what I think. It's better to go
Okay.
into a house of mourning, because if you go into a house of mourning, you're mourning someone that had a good rapport, that led a good life.
Okay, that's a good, not quite, but I get where you're trying to go with that. Go ahead. I'll give it to Abishai.
I'm gonna say it's better to be aware, because you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
You right there on the money with it. You right there. Say it again for him.
It is better to be aware, because you never know if you're gonna be here today or gone tomorrow. So
You right on the money to it. Now let me ask y'all a question. Right? How many of y'all see how people in like third world countries live? They live bad, huh? Oh man, they fishing in the river. They surviving in huts. They cooking their food in open fire. Oh, don't feel bad for them. When it happens to America, how many of y'all know how to cook over an open fire? By making your fire. How many of y'all know how to go fish and get your own food? How many of y'all know how to hunt a deer? Oh yeah, America made y'all happy. McDonald's on every corner. Are we happy? What we eating tonight? Oh, we going to go out to eat. We going to Roscoe's. We going to. How many of y'all know how to get your own bird, catch your own bird, your yard bird, and pluck the feathers and make your own chicken like that? You know why you don't know how to do that? Because comfortability has become your enemy. So what is the wisdom that, thank you, sis. What is the wisdom that this verse is trying to tell you? It's better to be in a state, what Apashar said, is better to be in a state of cautiousness constantly, so that when disaster does strike, you're not caught off guard. Go ahead. Get a mic to Sister Odessa.
I hope I'm not going off, but I was thinking that continuous work is what I was thinking. So you can be able to celebrate afterwards. I was thinking going to house in the morning is continuous work, working towards that. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Okay. Not bad. I'm not going to say no one's right or wrong in the responses that they gave. Those are all good responses. But look at the point. Look, read verse. We're going to read to verse 3. Read verse 2 again. Watch this.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning
Mhm.
than to go to the house of feasting.
Now, y'all see the two little dots right there? The two little dots, that's a colon. A colon is a continuation of a thought, right? So when y'all see those two little dots, that's a continuation of a thought. So let's continue that thought. Let's continue that. Read, what's the continuation of that thought?
For that is the end of all men.
It says feasting is the end of all men. Why? Because guess what, brothers? How many of us know war? We don't know war. Let's put our hands down. No, we don't, brothers. We don't know war. Let's stop. We don't know war. We don't know war. We know boxing in the bathroom at Gardena High, but we don't know we don't know war. Okay? Let's put our hands down. You don't know war. Okay, I don't know war. We act like we know war. We read on war, but we happy. Let's be honest. We happy right now. Let's be honest. The occasional police brutality, okay, but we happy for the most part. All y'all in here happy. We go. That was the biggest lie Esau could have done for you. Because I'm gonna tell y'all this. Okay, let's use slavery for an example. The conditions, who wants to live in those conditions? None of us do. But our forefathers was way more equipped than us. That's why when they got their freedom, quote unquote, the white man was shocked. Man, these dudes is running farms and creating Black Wall Street and hospitals and that. Because in their mind, it was nothing that they couldn't get because they were under such strenuous conditions that when they got a little bit of that, oh, it was nothing that they couldn't do. They was creating. How many of y'all know all the inventions that we was creating? Soul food was created because they gave us the scraps and we made that good. You don't get soul food without us going through conditions of stress. Conditions of stress makes human beings the survival tactic. Okay, it's a saying. Okay, I'm not gonna be vulgar when I say this, so I'm gonna say it in the less verb, but it's a saying. It's a real saying. Stomach empty, testicles full. What does that mean, brothers? Stomachs empty, testicles full. See, he don't even know what that means. Stomach empty means, listen, this is going with, I'm telling y'all, this is wisdom. Stomach empty means when you're hungry, right? When you're hungry and you stay in a constant level of a little bit of hunger, not super gluttony, but you keep yourself a little, your senses are in heightened. So for an example, have anybody ever fasted for like 2 days, 3 days? Y'all smell that food? Like, damn, I smell the Wingstop from all the way down the block. Now you know why your ancestors back in the day when they was hunting, they was able to hit things with pinpoint accuracy because their senses was in heightened. Stomach empty, meaning they was focused. There was a keenness to that. That's why the Most High says fasting has to be a constant practice of your walk in this truth. Stomach empty, testicles full. Why testicles full? Because breeding metric, right? You're not supposed to be out there doing what every way with every woman you see. And you're not supposed to be wasting your life force or your energy. I'm not being vulgar. Your energy just watching videos or whatever the case may be and wasting your life force because, you know, there is such thing as a called semen retention. And when you retain your inner strength and you retain that, you become a more focused and you become more keen. That's why boxers up into the fight, they don't make love or have intercourse. Why? Because their keenness and their focus, it brings a certain level of an animalistic nature. But loving your wife and, you know, eating food, it all feels good to the body. But if you do it too much, you become the generation we have today. That's why Esau keeps on giving you everything dealing with those two pleasures: food, women, food, women, food, women. Those are the two things, and now drugs on top of that. So now you're at a constant level of pleasure to where now that survival metric, you can't even tap into it anymore. So that's why the Most High tells us we should fast often. We should, abstain often from a time from our wives and certain things like that, because it creates a level of focus. So the Most High says, so this is what the parable mean. It is better to go into the house of mourning, not go in the house and make everybody cry, but just in a sense of survival. Don't lose that sense of survival, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. America, when America is really hit, we all in trouble because we don't know how to survive. We don't know how to mourn. Matter of fact, we run from hard times. We run from those things, right? That's why I think the shot said it last night. All these rich billionaires that's losing their homes, some of them suicide rates might go up. They don't know how to survive. Even with the little bit that we have, and we still have more than a lot of people, but give us some cans of tuna, some bologna meat that's clean, obviously, or some turkey meat. Let me say turkey meat. I don't know if bologna clean. Some turkey meat, and we surviving on turkey sandwiches for the week. Water in the milk to make the cereal stretch. All that. We know how to do all of that. We cool. You think the white man know how to do that? He jumping off of buildings, killing himself because he's too in a sense of pleasure. But read verse 3. Watch this.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 3. Sorrow is better than laughter. For by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better.
Y'all see that? Now that seems like an oxymoron, don't it? An oxymoron is, it seems like a statement that contradicts itself, because it says, first it says sorrow is better than laughter, but then it follows up and says, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. How does sadness make your heart better? It keeps you on point. Sadness makes your heart better because guess what? For an example, let's say you take somebody from a third world country and you put them in a society in America, and something happens and let's say America crashed for whatever reason. That person that was in that third world country gonna be like, what y'all tripping for? We still good. We good. What you mean? I go to this little lake and wash my clothes. We're gonna be tripping. Some of the sisters gonna be like, I don't know if I can wash my clothes in this river. The brother's gonna be shaking and scratching their head with a bow. You see what I'm saying? But then we look at the third world country, we say, oh, that's so sad. But when disaster strikes, their heart's gonna be happy. So sorrow has made their hearts happy. It's just that it's a time for everything. Right now, it's just a time for you to be happy right now. But when it's a time, when the tables is turned, oh, their hearts are going to be made happy. That's why it's important. We got to get out there and I got to do better. We got to get out there for tabernacles and start really camping and really trying to live out there. That's why y'all, some of us, and I know you want to say something loud, some of us be laughing at Esau. You know what I mean? Like you ever go and you see those wild dudes that be on the ice and they cutting the hole and hunting the tuna and getting it out and cooking it on the fire, making a fire in ice. Carl, we be like, man, look at these crazy Edomites. They ain't crazy. They gonna have food. Meanwhile, we watching TV eating Wingstop. You know what I mean? Y'all can tell what's on my mind, huh? I didn't mention Wingstop like 2 times. I'm hungry, boy. That Wingstop been calling me. I ain't gonna lie. But y'all get the point. Go ahead, Lau. What you want to say?
Nah, man. This is quote. I mean, you bring it to this. This is a great point, though. But with this quote, I looked it up. So it's a quote. Y'all probably heard it. So it says, "Hard times create strong men, and strong men create good times, and good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times." Right. So definitely, the cycle of how things operate within this world, we're not ready for destruction. We are not ready for no type of destruction where we got to live on our own and survive on our own. That's why it's so cold with Deuteronomy 28 when it says you're going to depend upon your oppressor. And then Isaiah where it says, why is he spoiled? Israel, is he a homeborn slave? Why the hell he spoiled? It's because we have no idea how to use any of our resources. So, biggest thing that, and it's funny in the spirit, that's what I'm trying to do now, man, is if it's something that's hard to do it.
Yes.
Right? If you gotta go to work, say you gotta be at work at 8 a.m., right? And you used to waking up, some people be waking up at 7:45, getting out trying to make it to work, right? But if you not used to waking up earlier, hey, I'm gonna wake up at 6. I'm gonna wake up at 5, right? And say you be on social media when you get up in the morning. Nah, I ain't even gonna touch my phone. I'm getting up. You know, when they talk about them cold plunges when you take the shower,
Oh,
cold and all
shower,
that.
yeah, cold.
Do that because it's hard. And it's cold as hell in the morning. Take a shower. And it's cold with cold water. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the Lord, he gave us a balance. So, because he said a false balance is what? An abomination. That's what anything you do. Right? That could be the good things, right? Say, look, I'm not gonna eat no steak this week. All right, I ain't gonna eat no chicken. I'm gonna get off the sugar. All right, I'm gonna get off the I'm gonna be a vegan for a period of time. I might be a pescatarian. I don't want too much of this, too much of that. It's a balance. So that's a real good point, Ratu.
Yeah, nah, that's a great, excellent statement, an excellent quote. I've seen that quote before. That's an excellent quote. Brothers should hang that on their wall. But for an example, and just to give you a live example of that quote, so can you imagine when the slaves first got their freedom and their bodies, they've been waking up at the crack of early morning. I'm talking about 2, 3 in the morning. They've been waking up, going to rigorous work, picking cotton in the cold, with women having newborn babies on their back, still nursing, picking cotton, right? Little babies, the little one's age. I'm talking about Iram's son and my son age. They standing in the cotton field with their mama because they ain't got nowhere to go but stand in the cotton field. So just imagine waking up one morning with that type of discipline, and now you don't have to do that no more, but you have that type of discipline. You conquering everything. What? And then you doing it for yourself? Oh, that's why Esau was like, they getting richer than us. Hold on, burn them, stop them. Y'all can't go to our schools. And we was like, okay, well, at least we can read. We can't go to your schools, but at least we can read. They was like, yes, I can read. We don't even do that no more. When did we pick up a book? Just generation. Kids get sad when they got to read now. I got to read. My mama told me I got to read. We dumb. Good times made us dumb. Good times made us dumb. Hard times made us smart. So the key is, because am I saying everybody sell all your possessions and go live on the streets like a third world country? I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is we can, with the wisdom that we're getting, we can try to give a simulation of non-access to pleasurable things all the time. Fast for 3 days sometime, brothers. Practice fasting for 3 days. Spiritually and mentally for your physical. You know, one day, you know, try to go, you know, and let's learn how to go fishing. You know, brothers, let's try to go, you know, put yourself, you know, I'm not saying be poor, but I'm saying let's put ourselves through something to teach us how to be, you know, because you can still learn all of those things in the state that we're in now. So it's a balance. And that's what the wisdom is saying right there. So, you know, some brothers, though, they'll read that and they'll think, yeah, we just supposed to be sad all the time. That's not what that's talking about. Make yourself have a balance, you know. So for an example, I love the feast days of the Lord. The Lord gives us tabernacles to go camping. He gives us atonement to fast. He gives us Passover to slay an animal. You see how the Lord preparing us? You see how the Lord preparing us in the spirit? Brothers, how many of y'all are more comfortable slaying the lamb now? I am. We are, but did you do it last year? Yeah, you did it last year. Killed your first lamb, all that. Then I love the guy that we get our lamb from, because once we get better at it, he'll let us do the whole thing, skin it and all that. You see how the Most High is powerful in His ways. Passover, we learn how to kill game. Atonement, we learn how to go without food. Tabernacles, we learn how to live in the wilderness. Memorial assignment with the Maccabees, we learn how to fight. See that the Most High's feast days is preparing us for these things. It's the spirit of things, right? So let's go from there. What was that? Let me see. That was 3. We read to 3. All right, go to 7 and 4.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 4.
Oh, wait, actually, we read. That's what we read. Read read 5 again.
Verse 5. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools.
It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. What does that mean? Go ahead, Apashar. What does that mean? Hey, if we can have either Ahmad or Coronap, if y'all just stay ready on the mic, because I'm gonna be asking questions. What does that mean? So read it one. Let me read it one more time for you. So it says, verse 5. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. What does that mean?
I mean, it's better to hear, judgment than to be listening to the type of music that's, going on today.
Okay, that's not wrong. Yeah, that's not wrong.
I didn't word it right.
It's not that you didn't word it right, but I mean, you just not wrong in what you said. Go ahead, Sister Odessa. Go ahead.
It's better to hear the correction and adhere to the correction than to hear
Yes.
somebody say you doing everything right.
Yes. Bingo. Huh? Yes. That exactly is what it's saying. You know that person, I always praise, like, especially the brothers I have in this room, brothers, to be honest, every brother, really, everybody. I can't even just name one specific brother. Every brother in here, really. But brothers like Shaquat, Yataza, all my main brothers that surround me. One thing I love about my brothers is that if you're wrong, they're gonna tell you. The worst thing you can have as a leader around you is everybody that's gonna tell you yes. That is a crash dummy waiting to happen. Yes, yes, yes. So what you think about this? Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can I slap you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Rata. Wow, Rata said. But it's good to have brothers around you that can hold you accountable. Why? I gotta tell this story, Yataza. I gotta tell this story. So I ain't gonna say no names, but I'm gonna tell the story. So I remember one time we went out, me and him went out of state, and we was at the little function or whatever, not a function, but Israelite turn up or whatever. And we was having a good time. We pulled up, we was having a good time and stuff like that. And Iram was like, Yataza now was like, hey, Rata, man, look around you. And I looked around me, and it wasn't favorable conditions of what a Hebrew should be. Even though it was a Hebrew function, it wasn't favorable conditions. And he was like, just imagine somebody take a picture and you right by XYZ, even though it seems like harmless, but imagine what this picture could do. And I was like, Ak, you are absolutely right. Man, I hid that whole night. I hid that. I was like, damn, this is not, but you need a brother like that. You need a brother to tell you, even though we're around other brews don't have the same morals as us. You see what I'm saying? And we don't want to be recognized as them same brews in our reputation, because we have a reputation. BLW, believe, how many of y'all know BLW has a reputation? Y'all do know that, right? I don't know how engaged you guys are. You guys should be engaged with your camp. Your camp has a reputation. You want to know the main camp that we get compared to? IUIC. All the time. IUIC. Now that's a compliment in its own right, because let's be honest, I covet the best gifts in all camps, but that's hands down one of the most organized camps. And when they do deliver their message, they deliver their message in a way where it's digestible. That's why a lot of people, if you notice, a lot of Christians go there because the message is digestible versus and some of our other brothers, you ain't gonna say their names, they calling women bees and stuff like that. That's not digestible. So of course IUIC grew the way they grew because it's easier to be with. So as a young camp, what is wisdom telling us to do? Covet the good gifts. You know what? I'm not gonna call women bees in class. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna have a class and say, yeah, I'll call my wife a bee all the time. It's in Iraq. I'm not going to do that. That's foolish. That's stupid. Y'all know who I'm talking about. If you know, you know. That's stupid. Why would I do that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use wisdom, and I'm going to say, you know what? That's not wise. And then if I do get, let's say, because I'm, let's be honest, I'm a human being. I can get a little crazy sometimes. I can. Let's just be honest. I can. I can. I really can. So you need that brother that's around you to tell you, hey, that wasn't the way to do that. You need that because that makes us better. And then versus a person like, yeah, you told them, Rata. Yes, man, I don't want that around me. I want the person that's always going to tell me, no, that's not the way. So let's read that again. Read verse 5 again.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 5. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools.
Read verse 6.
For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity.
So it's annoying. The laughter of a fool is annoying. Y'all ever heard of like a straight stupid person laugh? Everything funny, joking all the time, like the serious times, and you just laughing all the time. That's annoying. You know what I mean? That's annoying. So that's what the Most High is saying. So excessive laughter and all of that is also vanity too. All right. You don't want to be, and you don't want to always be around. Always having. What's up? You got a question? Oh, get a mic to Makazah. A brother, real quick, Makazah. A brother asks, "What if she is shameless?" So I'm guessing you. Are you saying what if your wife is shameless? Can you call her a B? I'm gonna be honest, brother. I mean, I don't use that word to any of the women that I love around me. Me personally, you might hear me use the word harlot. You might hear me use the word, what, shameless. But you won't never hear me on record just being like, yeah, these bees, like you won't never hear me. Yeah, you acting like a bitch right now, like. Me personally, that's just not how I get down. You know what I mean? If a woman around you is acting shamelessly, then truthfully, you got to ask yourself, why is that woman even still around you? If it's your wife, if a woman is out there, a shameless woman to me is a woman that's laying with another man. So if a woman's out there acting shameless like that, it ain't even no reason to call her a B. You just give her a bill of divorce and get out of there if she ain't trying to go the way you would have her to go. But I won't say that I do that. I'll just leave it at that. I don't do that. I don't go around just throwing around the B word and all of that. I don't do that. That's just me. But, go ahead, Makazah.
No, I was going to say number 6 basically explains verse 2 because it said it compares the laughing of a fool to a crackling of thorns. And then if you go back to verse 2, it talks about why is it better to be in the house of mourning versus the house of feasting. Well, in the house of feasting, you're going to hear the laughter of a fool. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can. Not all the time.
Yeah, not all the time.
But you can definitely hear the laughter of a fool. That goes back with what we read earlier too. The king, the foolish king, the old foolish king. He gluttonous and all of that. But absolutely, no, absolutely. So let's go from that. Let's go to let's get 7 and let's keep reading. Read verse 7. Let's get some more wise sayings.
Verse 7.
Y'all getting a little wisdom from this? These wise sayings, let's get some more. We're gonna get some more wise sayings. Read.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Now, what does that mean? Verse 7. We bring this out all the time. Oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. What does that mean? Huh? Okay, the struggle.
The struggle makes you want to work hard and do better and focus.
Okay.
When somebody is always giving you something, you don't have to work for nothing.
Okay. But why does it say oppression maketh the wise man mad? Why does it say oppression maketh the wise man mad? Go ahead. Apashar, let the elder in the back, let him speak first, and then we got you.
Because if you're a wise individual, someone oppressing you, killing you, murdering you, should make you upset.
Okay. That's a great point. Yeah. Yeah. Kanayak, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'll just say like being wise, you're not just gonna let it like, like just skip past it. You're gonna want to change. You're gonna fight for change.
There you go. There you go. Yep. Okay. That's great. Great example. Abishai, you want to say something?
I don't know, but when I read the scripture, I think like, a lot of our people don't want wisdom and understanding, but you studying and learning about the history that's been going on with our people, you understand, and these stuff make you angry. But our people are, so lost and they don't really care. And Esau gives them a gift and they just forget about everything.
Yep, that's great. I'm gonna give y'all another example that's gonna hit home. Raise your hand if y'all know who TLC is. TLC. Y'all know what happened to them when they signed that contract? See, they didn't know they were signing a contract of oppression because they were just happy with the gift. What? We get to go because we poor. We get to travel the world. We get to stay in these nice hotels. We get to fly on these private jets, but they didn't read that fine print. All that is funded by your cut of the money. And all of your royalties I got. So oppression makes a wise man mad. Meaning, if you're constantly on, now let me read this because I don't trust people. Let me read this contract versus a gift that destroyeth the heart. You ever had somebody brown nose you before? Hey man, look, man. This is how you know if somebody brown nosing you. If they telling you all your benefits and they don't mention none of theirs, you getting brown nosed. Cause you gotta, okay, so what you getting? What's in it for you? I ain't gonna lie, I've been got before. I ain't gonna lie, I've been brown nosed before. I ain't gonna lie, I have. My wife looking at me right now. Yeah, you been brown nosed. I got brown nosed before. I'm not ashamed to admit it. But I learned oppression make a wise man mad. Now I'm mad because I got brown nose before, and now I ain't gonna do it again. Now I'm too cautious. People hit me online. Nah, I don't want to do none of that. Don't want to get no money. Don't want to. That's a fact. It's a fact. I just got wise. You know what I mean? I just got wise. That's fact. That's what it means. Oppression may. So it's not. It doesn't only deal with like slavery. It could be on the atomic level. It could be in a general statement. It could be with your brothers. It could be at work. It could be anywhere. It don't have to just be with Esau and oppression. But even though that is the truth, because what happens? Our people get mad. They protest a little bit, and then they give us a gift. You understand? So oppression does make a wise man mad. Let's read verse 8. Read.
Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof.
Mm-hmm.
And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Why is it better for something to end than to begin? Just think about it for a second. Why is it better to have something end rather than to begin? Because wouldn't you think, well, shouldn't you be happy when something starts? Like, shouldn't you be happy? Huh? Depending on what it is, okay. Let me. It's. Oh, I got you. You want to say something? Now? Give Ock the mic. And Kevin, brother Kevin. Oh, Tahar, but brother Kevin wanted to say something too. We'll go to Tahar and brother.
Yeah, I would say that in the beginning of an endeavor, usually you don't know. You haven't gained the experience as you had. You gain more experience after it's over, which in turn, makes you usually wiser if you paid attention to what's going on.
Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. Give it to brother Kevin right here.
Maybe because in life there's everything in life that has a beginning has tribulations, and I think that everything that gets to a point to be refined has to go through a burning system, and that could just be just whatever.
Talking to Mike Moore. Talking to Mike Moore.
Yeah, you just have to go through the tribulations of life to get to where you got to go. Everything has to go through that process. So I guess at the end, death is at the end. So I guess it's better than going through those things.
Okay, that's it. Okay, I like some of what you said. Give it to brother Tazawar. I said your Hebrew name right. Tazarah. Tazarah. I'm sorry. I said Tazarah.
Yeah.
Tazarah. I'm sorry. Don't stone me up here. It's a lot of Tazas in here, man. Nah, I'm playing. Go ahead. I
So-
said I called you Taz. Go ahead.
I remember as a kid, I used to love RPG games where you start off as a character, you go through an adventure, and you get experience points through the adventure. And at the end of it, you get like some lesson from the adventure you went through. And then when you go through that process, you grow as a person.
Okay. Nah, that's great. All of those are great. In this, nothing is right or wrong. You know, you can bring wisdom can be gotten in any facets of life from what we read the scriptures. There's no one monopoly on wisdom. But what I like this. Oh, go ahead, sis. Before
what comes to mind is the scripture that if we that we're supposed to endure to the end and we get salvation because of that.
Mhm.
And so when I think of going to the end, then I think that we get our reward from the journey.
okay, that's a great answer too as well. So when I read this, I think of a mindset, right? So when it says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. So going through the mindset of understanding that everything must come to an end. When you hold on to things in life and you don't want things to end, when things eventually do end, you go into a mental spiral downhill. For an example, they didn't know those houses was going to come to an end. They thought those houses was going to be forever. They thought they was going to live, retire, and kick their feet up. It was people that was 80 years old. Well, I'm done. I can live and rest, and disaster hit it, and it is the end. And now they crying, scrambling, but better. See, but see, this is when you at a perfect tranquility. Imagine, God forbid, but imagine a person's house with this mentality and understanding. A person's house is burned down. He understands this, and he says, well, it's the end of that. It's okay. I enjoyed it while I have had it, and better is the end. It's the end of it. Now I can move forward and understand that the end is okay. You know how you can also apply this mentality? You can apply that with death. Family's not going to last forever. It's better to enjoy. It's better to enjoy. And then when it ends, it's okay that it ended. That your family member or whoever transferred to the next part of life. You understand it? So when I read this verse, I think of like a mindset. Like better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Because not like that. You know, when you first get your first house, that's exciting. You know, when you first get your first car, that's exciting. You know what I mean? But when you put your hope into that one car, that one house, and you think that it's never going to end, and it finally does end, how much heartache does that bring on people? So when you have the mindset that end is okay, ending something is okay. So all of the examples that you guys said, great. Ending is okay though at the end of the day. Something that stops is okay. And watch what it says. It says, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Now remember, that's a continual thought. So that's letting you know something, that when something comes to an end, you're going to have to be patient for that thing to be picked up again. But better is patience than being proud. So I'm going to give you an example of two different people. We're going to use them LA fires. You got two different people. You got the people that's proud. They better give up. You know, the Esau's outraged right now. They better give us our insurance. They better do this. They better do that. We're going to sue the county. We're going to do it. They hot. This is the first time Esau's about to feel that they can't do nothing against the system. Versus us. Well, we already know the government ain't really going to help us. But that was the end of that. So it's better to be, I got you. So it's better to be, and what is that? That's patience. Well, we'll rebuild. We'll rebuild. And hurricane, now the white people know how I feel when Hurricane Katrina hit. You see what I'm saying? When them people, you know what? They, lost everything. And they still ain't helped them people. You see that? All that versus the crying baby. But one thing, the system is the system. And it's too many of y'all. I guarantee you, all the millionaires ain't getting helped. The system is the system. That's why if y'all pay attention to the news and the media, what they keep saying, we're going to do our best to override the system. We're going to do our best to jumpstart the system and get everything going. We're going to bypass the system. Have y'all been listening? It's a system. But they just talking. It's nothing that they're going to. So them white people, them houses, it's going to take decades to build over there. That's a wrap. You see that? But it's better to have patience. The end of a thing is better than the beginning, and it's better to have patience than to have pride. Because when you have patience, you have what's called acceptance. And when you have acceptance, you can think clearly. You can have closure. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Now you know that quote. I'm gonna let you go, my bad. You know that quote, you win some and you lose some. you really gotta be like that in life though. That's crazy.
Hey, now they know how I feel when we had the and I got you one because now they know how I feel back in like the 60s and the mid 60s and the 50s and all of that. And we was traveling the Great Migration when we was traveling over here with all them good jobs we had and all that, and they randomly just took our jobs and shipped them out. And we had to adjust on the fly. Now they know how I feel. Now they know how I feel. Now they know how I feel for your life to hang in the balance every day. You don't know what's gonna happen. No assurance of your life. Now they know how that feels. But the Most High gave us wisdom on how to deal with it. Because guess what? Nobody give a damn about us. We gotta just accept it. You understand? We gotta just accept it. Go ahead, Makaza.
Slack here. Now I have to fact check this, but I was reading something or looking at something this morning, and it really opened my eyes and how they do us versus how they do them. I was reading something this morning that the state of California is going to come down and mandate that all insurance companies up to 1 year restore those people who have lost their homes. So I began to think of like you just said, Katrina and all that other stuff. Now I have to fact check it, but they would have never done that for us.
They didn't.
Never done that. They did not do nothing for us during Katrina. Anytime we've had any kind of catastrophes in our neighborhoods and so on and so forth, they've done nothing for us. Like if you go back to the 91 riots, when the stuff that in our neighborhood that burned down and all that stuff, a lot of them business never resurfaced.
Hey, now that I think about it, what's his name? Joel Osteen. Y'all remember that? He closed that church down. We ain't opening the doors for y'all. Y'all not coming in here doing that. And you know what we do that these rich people done lost their homes. Oh, we're doing. I seen it today on the news. Oh, I got you. I'll give it to Kalal. Oh, we're doing a drive and we're getting clothes for the people that lost their homes. And that's for all the rich people. We're getting clothes and getting toys for the kids. And it's such a beautiful sight. And blacks came together and whites came together and we all came together. We feeding the rich. Their bank account didn't burn. You see what I'm saying? They bank account still got the M in it. I'm thinking I'm scratching my head like the bank account is doing excellent, splendid. Hey, and then I got you out. And then I seen something. I ain't gonna even lie. I seen they was interviewing one of the families, the burn victims over there in the Hollywood Hills. And we're not talking about none of our brothers and sisters that may have lost their homes that were black affluent families. You know, Godspeed be with you, brother, you brothers and sisters that really need the help. Because the sad thing about it is all those families that Ramayal talked about in Altadena, they're gonna go overlooked. I think Altadena already said it. The families in Altadena already said we feel overlooked. They already said it. So they already rushing to help the white rich people. Give them help, and they got M's in their account. So I'm seeing this little white Edomite lady talking about the little kids, they jumping off the little burn rocks of their steps and all that. And the kids, they don't know what's really going on. And it was just sad because we didn't know if we was going to have to sleep in our car. You know damn well you wasn't going to sleep in your car. We didn't know if we were going to have to sleep in our car. You know you was not about to sleep in no car. And then I seen her husband. You know them Edomites that got the long nose and the thin hair and he was one of them Edomites. He was not sleeping in no car. He probably don't even know what it feels like to even sleep in a car. But you know, that's why the Most High said they pride is gonna bring down. But better is the end of a thing, you know, because you have acceptance, and better is patience than the pride. You know what I mean? When those things end, because remember that's a semicolon. It's continuing the thought. Go ahead.
Hey, Khan, Rata, just going back off the end statement that you just stated. You know, they ain't gonna sleep in their car. They was giving Airbnbs to those Edomites over there in Pacific Palisades. So, you know, they was giving them free B&Bs until they get back on their feet. So yeah, they ain't have nothing to worry about, you know. But Jake, you know,
free.
Yeah.
Free. And y'all think it's one of them Airbnbs in Compton?
Nah, lie.
It's an Airbnb, still luxurious.
Khan, right?
Bel Air. For free.
Khan.
See that? But you know, they still gonna feel some loss. So all praises to that.
Hey, and one more thing, Rata, you know, beautiful lesson that you're going over right now. But I was thinking about how Job, you know, like as you were speaking, how better is the end of a thing than the start, you know, because hey, Job had it all, man. Job had land, wealth, animals, family, foreset life, you know, that Job had, but it all came crashing down, you know. And even though Job lost it all, he never gave up his hope in the Most High. He was patient in spirit. The scriptures don't speak how long Job went through it. But one thing that we know is that Job endured. So I think about our life, you know, us in the ghettos and things like that, and how we have to constantly endure to the end, like the sister Angel over there said. Salaki.
Yeah, all praises. Nah, absolutely. All praises. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's go to read verse 9, Lord, when you're ready.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools.
Now, scripture says, be not hasty in spirit to be angry. Y'all ever was mad at somebody and then you found out it wasn't what you was really mad at? The person didn't really do it. You was mad. Yeah, I knew that person. Then you like, oh, that wasn't even that. My bad. Now you look foolish. You know, that's self-explanatory. Be not hasty in the spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools, right? Watch, read verse 10.
Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou dost not inquire wisely concerning these.
What does that mean? Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou does not inquire wisely concerning this. What does that mean? Y'all know what that means? That means, you know, you ever heard somebody, man, I miss the old days. Man, I miss when I was 21. Man, when I was 25, I was unstoppable. For real. Man, living in the past. It's not good to live in the past. Look, getting older is beautiful. You know, that's why look at all these celebrities bleaching their skin and pulling their skin back on their face to get the wrinkle out and injecting it. Get old. It's okay. Get old. Find joy in something else. There's joy in each level of life. Look, you know, it's going to be a long time for now, but one day I'm not going to be the king of speed in here. One day somebody going to beat me in racing. And I just got to accept that. You know what I mean? Right now I'm still faster than everybody, but one day somebody going to beat me. There's nobody in here, but somebody out there. Somebody out there gonna beat me. Isaiah, if you watching, it ain't you. You already got beat, smoked. Roscoe, it ain't you. Right? But the point is that I'm saying is that one day you gotta don't live in the past. When you live in the past, that's when you begot sorrow. It's not wise to do that. You know, whatever state you are in your life, take pride in that and live each day. That's what these words are. That's what this wisdom is telling you. Live each day in what you are in now. Don't live in how you was and back in the day. And I missed that because, you know, I got you. You know what that brings forward? That brings forward resentment. You know, that's why a lot of old people or older people resent the younger You know, mamas resenting their daughters because now the daughter has the beautiful shape and the beautiful face, and you looking at yourself and you don't think you as beautiful no more, and then you look at your daughter and now you jealous of your daughter. Or fathers jealous of their sons. You know, they sons now getting older and stronger. Now the father, that don't happen in here, but that happens where parents are jealous of their children because they're living, and then they try to live. You ever seen those parents that try to live vicariously through their kids? That's because they living in the past. The Bible say don't do that. So when I see young Major and Sire getting older, and they probably taller than me, and you know what I mean? They, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna go bald or not, but I'm going bald, and they got a full head of hair, and you know what I mean? I'm getting, you know, I'm trying hard. It takes me longer to lose weight now, and when I see them walking around the house, they all cut up and stuff. I'm not gonna be jealous of that. You know what? It's their time to live in that life, and it's my time to live in this life. And guess what? It's beauty in that, because one thing that you got to do is you just appreciate just the fact that you're alive. And you thank the Most High. You understand? You thank the Most High for, you know, that's like you know who we see, and I know you want to say something, Kevin. You know who we see that with, and you probably wouldn't even guess it. You know who you see that with? You see that with like the greats of basketball. Jordan, for an example. Jordan, he could have ended his legacy and that would have been that. But how many times did he try to come back in his old age? That when he came back with the Wizards, trash. He should have just stayed retired, but he was living in the past. And I can still, no, Jordan, it's done. It's okay. What you mean? And you know who holding on? LeBron. LeBron is trying his best not to retire. He hooping. I'll give it to him. He hooping. Well, I ain't gonna lie, Mike was still hooping too, but it's still not like that. If LeBron go to any team, let's just be real, with his age and he is hooping, but he ain't gonna make that team better. Those days are over. He'll just be stacking stats. So eventually, things, like we said earlier, must come to an end. And when they do come to an end, don't be looking back like, man, oh, what's the matter, man? Man, I just was thinking when I was, now I'm getting old and I just can't move. Nah, like I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Shoot, last Thursday, a young cat bust me in basketball. Bad. Jake was like 17 years old. I was like, hey, it's nothing I was laughing on the side with some of the older cats. I was like, man, there's nothing I could do with this young dude. He busted. He was like, man, that young dude don't got nothing to do but play basketball and go play 2K. I said, man, I remember those days, but yeah, today is not that day. He bust me. Achilles was sore and all that. But you know what? At least I can still run on the court for exercise. You know what I mean? That's what the old cats think. Because I'm old for sports. I'm old in comparison to sports. At least I could get my exercise. At least I got my sweat on. You know what I mean? But back in the day, it was vicious. But, you know, that's what that's saying. You know, don't think about the past and try to always bring up the past and live in it. You know what I mean? It's okay to reminisce and you had a good time, but don't live in it. Make good memories going forward. Go ahead, Kevin. What did you want to say? You want to say something?
Yeah. So like what you were saying, I kind of forgot what, but I think it was more so. Better. No, I have friends that that want to dress like kids. You know, like they're in their 40s, 50s, and they dressing like they're 20. And I tell them like, why are you dressing like that? Like, you know, like in my mind.
That's a great point.
I'm like,
if you're 45, brothers, let it go.
Yeah.
Dress 45. Stop wearing, sisters too. Stop. Look, I don't want to see you wearing. Y'all know they call them the YNs. If I see a 45-year-old dude wearing a ski mask, I'ma cry. The shiesty and all that. I don't even know what it's called because I'm 32. I ain't even super old, but I know that ain't me. So 40-year-old man. Yeah, that's a great point. Go ahead.
Yeah, not only that, but I go even deeper than that. I look at, I just look at them because as you get older, you think, more seriously about life and, about, I guess, security and, making sure that, you just think more maturely, everything about your life. Could things get more serious with more responsibilities in life? But I look at certain friends and certain guys that's, like I said, that's older, and they're they wearing like kid stuff. They're into, like interested so much into what the younger people are doing and things like that. And it's okay to understand that, but I look at them and I compare. I said they don't grow as much. The people that's my friends does that has that mentality to dress like kids, that want to do the things that we was doing like at 20. I don't see a lot of them being real successful.
Yeah. It becomes when you get like 30, mid 30s into your 40s, I mean, you're supposed to naturally just transition into, I just like to grill and sip a brew with the bros and just chill in the backyard. Like eventually you got to get to that level, right? Like if you still trying to club every night at 45, that's crazy. It's okay to go out, but like I said, 45-year-old wearing shiesty masks, that's what they call them. The kids was laughing over there. My kids, they gonna after class, that was cringe. You said shiesty masks. Hey, and I'm gonna be honest, my brother Judah the shooter, man, I will burn you on that track. Hey, I know you said you was state national champ, but those days is over. Don't look in the past. All right, I will give you that work. When I come back to Texas, I'll give it to you if you want. But no, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with y'all. So let's go from there. Let's go read verse. That was 10, right? Let's go to read verse 11.
Verse 11. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun.
See, wisdom is good with an inheritance. You know what I mean? So if you get an inheritance or something, wisdom is good with the inheritance. You understand? And by it there is profit to them that see the sun. Because if, like I said, wisdom is the principal thing. If you got wisdom, you're unstoppable. Read verse 12.
For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense.
See, money is a defense, but wisdom is a defense. But money without wisdom is nothing. Wisdom without money is still everything, because wisdom attracts those things. Watch this, read.
For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
You see that? Wisdom is what you should get. So I'm gonna tell y'all, brothers, there is no, like I tell my young brothers in here, up and coming. I've talked to some of the young brothers in here that's growing, and they trying to start their own legacies one day. Anything worth having in life is gonna be hard to obtain. Wisdom is hard to obtain. Why? Because normally when you have wisdom, you either went through something to get it, right? You just don't have wisdom. You got to go through something to get it. Like when I was a teenager, I was a young minister, and I was preaching the word. I didn't have wisdom. I had knowledge. Now the 32-year-old me, now I have wisdom now more than I had when so just because I was reading the Bible, I was reading the Bible and preaching out, but that's knowledge, or that's just knowledge. Wisdom is actually understanding. Even when I first came into the truth, like certain things that I look back on now, and I'm like, dang, I would have never did that if I knew what I knew now. I would have made this move when I first came into the truth, 17, years old and all that. I was young, man. If one of the main things I would have never did in the way that I did it, I attacked my family with the word, boy. Y'all better repent. And I was in there, and it's okay. But I think I would have approached it more differently with better wisdom if I know what I know now. You see what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have known that unless I would have went through it first. You understand? I've made mistakes, but those mistakes turn into wisdom. And those that have it, that wisdom giveth life to them that have it, right? Read verse 13.
It says, consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he had made crooked?
All right, pay attention to this. It says, consider the work of God, for who can make straight which he have made crooked? Listen, brothers and sisters, sometimes stop trying to change things that you can't change. You understand? Sometimes some things you just can't change. My height, I can't change that. That's what it is. Pontiac was blessed. This brother 15 and already 6'2". How tall are you? You 6'4"? Oh, 6 foot. Okay. Nah, you definitely not 6 foot. You definitely not 6 foot. You taller than 6 foot for sure. Yeah, you need to check. Yeah, you definitely. I mean, but to be honest, everybody look the same height at this level, so I don't know. I don't really be knowing. Everybody look the same to me. I don't be knowing. I be like, hey, Ak, you kind of tall. You be like, I ain't tall. Ak. I'm like, oh, okay, that's right. Cause I'm okay. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. You know what I mean? The brother really be like 5'11". He be like, Ak, I'm 5'11". I'm short. I'm like, damn, if you short, whatever. All right, whatever. Who can make straight what God made crooked, right? Listen, the point is, I'm joking on myself, but the point is, things that you can't change, why break your legs to get taller? Man. Y'all seen all my brothers, man? Brother broke his leg to be six foot. He went from 5'4" to, I'm like, bro, I'm not breaking nothing. Rods in my leg. Hey, look, man, I'm blessed. I got a beautiful wife that's a little shorter than me, and I'm good. It's somebody out there for you. It's somebody out there for you, brothers. Hey, look, the sisters that's the Amazons, hey, they ain't for me. It's all good. I got the little ones over here. It's somebody for you. But that's wisdom, though, right? Because I'm not. Hey, I'm not one of those. I'm sad because I can't get the tall chick. Hey, it is what it is, brother. That's for the tall brothers. All right. There's somebody for everybody. You know, but the point that I'm making is I'm using my height as a joking point. But the point that I'm making is whatever is in your life that you can't change, why? That's why you see these actors and actresses, man, they be the saddest people, man. Look at Sammy Sosa. Dude, look crazy. Little Kim. Huh? Yeah. Venus and Serena Williams. Serena Williams. I say this for the lack of better words, so brothers don't crucify me for saying this, but the sister was well, you can say that because she's an Israelite. She was a goddess. She was a goddess. She had the pure, you can tell her genetics was pure. She messed her face up, messed everything up. She should have kept the way she was. Messed her face, bleached herself. Michael Jackson. My dad told me my nose was big. So what? Love your big nose. Love it. Yeah. My nose is pointy. Love it. You know what I mean? Love whatever your defects are. Love it. Yeah. I'm the type of cat, if I needed glasses, I wouldn't even get contacts. I'm going to wear the glasses. That's just me. First of all, I don't like nothing touching in my eye like that. So I won't even have the guts to even put it in my eye. So I'm rocking glasses, bro. At the end of the day, what's for you is for you. What God has made, and I have to say this, it's for all my young brothers and all my young sisters. Somebody might be struggling with this out here. If that woman didn't choose you, brothers, move on. You running after her ain't gonna make her get you. Leave her. Well, God, and quote this in your head. What God made crooked, who can make straight? She don't like me. She like him. Sisters, don't chase the man that don't really care about you. Love the people that love you. Now, that doesn't mean like don't do good and love people, but I'm talking about, you know, when people choose you. Don't try to be friends. For y'all that's out in school, I remember, I'll never forget, man, and we about to end it right here. We'll probably do a part 2 to this if y'all want. We probably do a part 2 to this. But I remember one time when I was in 9th grade, I'll never forget this. So I was in 9th grade, man, and I was hanging with some friends, right? I thought they was my friends at the time, but turned out they really wasn't my friends. So, you know, we had a little group. I knew them and stuff like that, but it was kind of like in 9th grade, everybody trying to impress the older kids. So I remember, you know, we'll be hanging out and we'll be at McDonald's. You know that man, McDonald's on Artesia right there. We'll be in Gardena. I forgot that other street, but we'll be at the little McDonald's, and then they'll be like, hey, Keyshawn, take this big bottle of this big, you know, the big gulp of Coca-Cola and go throw it at a car. So me trying to fit in, okay, and go outside, wait for a car, throw it at the window, we run. Right? Just stupid. I didn't even want to do it. Just stupid stuff. People putting you in precarious situations when you was a kid because you're trying to fit in. And I remember one time, this was my last straw, and this is when I knew, go be around, this is a real quote, be around people that celebrate you, not tolerate you. Be around people that celebrate you, not tolerate you. I remember, so, I was young. I didn't know. I didn't have wisdom at the time. So I was using, I had curls. I was using white gel in my hair. Y'all know that's a recipe for disaster. Y'all know about that white gel. Hey, listen, learn from my mistake that got me wisdom, brothers. Hey, I put white gel in my hair. Now in the morning, I was looking suave, curled up. Just, in the morning. But by lunchtime, that thing dried up. That thing dried up. So, everybody looking and seeing is dry. So I'm around this group of people, right? And one of the friends in the group, he came up behind me and did like this to my head. And there's just white flakes everywhere. Just look like it was a Pasadena fire with the blazes and all that. Like it was flakes everywhere. Boy, I was like, everybody, ah! Man, I ran to the bathroom. I tried to put water in it. I tried everything I could do. But you know what I realized? That those people wasn't for me. So why am I trying to make what's crooked straight? That's not my friend group. Because a real friend group wouldn't do that to you. And they wouldn't talk about you. And they wouldn't put you in precarious situations like that. So you know what I did? I stopped hanging with that friend group. And I found me another friend group. Now, I still said what's up, but I stopped being around because I knew this is not the group that I want to be in. The point that I'm making to you guys is that whatever it is that you can't change, don't try to change it, because at the end of the day, when you do that, you end up making yourself look foolish. Read verse 14. We're going to read this last verse and we're going to close it out. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 14. In the day of prosperity, be joyful, but in the day of adversity, consider. God also have set the one over against the other, to the end that man shall find nothing after him.
That's what we were saying earlier. And we'll end with this verse and we'll do a part 2 to this. In the day of your prosperity, be joyful. When you have your money right and everything's good and you happy, be joyful, be happy. But then at the same time, in the day of adversity, consider. Meaning, realize that all things must come to an end, and consider that and have that in the back of your mind. Acceptance. It says God has also set the one over against the other, to the end that man should find nothing after himself. That's a cold line right there, because what God is basically trying to get you to understand is you can't find nothing outside of me. I'm the one who will make you prosperous, and I'm the one that'll take it from you in a heartbeat. So if you stay centered at me, you'll be happy regardless. You understand? Are these wise words or what? We ain't even touch half of the wise sayings. But did y'all like the wise sayings? We need that. Clap it up for the Most High. We'll go ahead and end that. All right. With that being said, I'll do every now and then. I'll just do a words of wisdom class, just because it's good to hear those things. You might, like, I see people online saying I'm learning, they gotta go. So people are going through this type of stuff, and you need that. So if this helped you, all praise to the Most High. Take the words of wisdom and apply those so that you can apply wisdom to your life. All praises. Shalom to the family online. We love y'all. All praises. Email us if you want to get in contact with us. Our email was right there. Our Zelle, if anybody wants to donate, we'll highly appreciate any donations. Our Zelle is our email. And we'll be back until next time. We'll be back Friday for Friday night class, and then we'll be back for Saturday class for the Most High's will. Shalom to everybody online. I love y'all. Judah the Shooter, you my guy. I love you, King. We're going to do that lesson pretty soon. Sister Aaliyah, Barzia, much love. Jew Boy, I see you on there. Shalom, the Jew Boy in Arizona. Sister Justice, I just want to shout out everybody. Sister Rena, we love y'all. We see y'all. Malia, we see you, sis. Shalom. Everybody on there. And if I missed anybody, we love y'all. And then until next time, we'll see y'all. Shalom. All right, let's end that. Yeah, you could.